Hey friends, welcome to the Sunday Knitting Society podcast. My name is Chelsea and I'm a knitter in Oklahoma City. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Lolly's about to come join us. I don't think she can get through though because I have stuff. Maybe we'll let her through. There we go. Lolly is my very sweet German Shepherd boxer mix who's almost 11 years old. And she's the goodest girl. Hopefully she will be quiet. And you wanna go lay down? She's like, you gonna keep petting me? Okay, so this is a different episode than normal. This is not gonna be a regular podcast episode. This is my spring knitting plans video. So I did one of these for the first time in the winter and I really liked it. I thought it was really good at helping to organize my brain and kind of keep me on track, and also a way to kind of start working through, not start, I always work through my stash, but to more intentionally knit through my stash. So I thought I would kind of do a little update on how I did to hold myself accountable and then talk about my plans for spring. So I considered winter is not January through March, but my brain just needs those, it needs to be in 3-month chunks. So I started in January and this month will be the end. And so I've got my list. So I actually was able to finish 4 projects, actually 3 that were on my list and 1 that was not. So let me get this put here. So the first one I finished was my Lento. I think I'd already started this. I can't remember actually. So I knit this out of 2 yards held together. It was, see if this is gonna test my memory. Biche Bouche lamb's wool is this one. What's this? Yeah, lamb's wool. And it was in the colorway medium peach, and I held that with this, which is linen quill from PurlSoho in the raw sienna colorway. So I held those 2 together. I don't normally like cuffing my sleeves, but it works with this one, so I don't really mind it. I knit this super cropped. This is the most cropped sweater I've ever knit. Like, look at this dinky little body. But I knit it so I could wear it over dresses, and it actually worked perfectly. It's a very different color, and I love it. Got like this marled camel-y peach color, and I'm here for it. I've worn this a ton. It's actually held up really well considering how much I've worn it. But it fit the bill. It perfectly fits with my dresses. And yeah. I'm happy with that. I would say it's maybe a smidge on the big side. That would be my one beef with it, is it does sometimes feel a little sloppy just because it's so oversized. Okay, the next one I finished was not a sweater, it was a garment. And I actually knit 2 of these, and I can't find my first one, so here's my second one. This is my beginner's welcome hat, which is a pattern by Lily Pearsall from the Curatorial Knits podcast. Just realized, I hope I'm pronouncing her last name correctly. My brain has a way of like seeing words and just deciding what the pronunciation is, even when it's like obviously wrong, and my brain just wants to pronounce it that way. So I apologize, Lily, if I said your name wrong. This is a super simple pattern. It's a Aran weight gauge, 1x1 rib. It's wonderful. I'm not going to try it on because I'm having a good hair day and I don't feel like it. But I've knit 2 of these. I love them. My goal actually is to knit a hat every month. I'm actually behind this month. I haven't done one in March. Should get on that. But yeah, finished 2 of those. And then the last sweater that was on my list of things that I actually finished was my Sonia sweater, which is a PetiteKnit pattern. I knit this out of PurlSoho's, oh, I'm gonna forget the name of the yarn. I don't think I have any up here. Dang it. Till. It's Andean Highland wool. It is an Aran weight. Mine was in the berry pie, I think, or berry jam. I've also worn this sweater a ton. I really like this sweater. I love the color. I think it's a very flattering color on me. It is very cozy. It fits perfectly. It's slightly oversized, but not bad. And it's not pilling either, considering like how much I've worn it. It's really held up very well. So it is a heavy sweater, so it's probably done for the year, or at least for until the winter. But love it. This was a hit. So all the sweaters that I'd planned to knit that I did, I love them. There's one sweater I'm not going to show because it's literally blocking. It's still wet and it's big and heavy, so I don't really want to get it up and move it around. But I did a test knit for Alicia Plummer, and it's going to be called The Finest Kind, I believe. It's an all over Aran weight moss stitch. So it's a lot. It's funny. It's actually kind of this color. So I recently got into matcha and got this cute little, I don't know if this is supposed to be a pineapple or an orange. I don't know, but it's cute. But yeah, it's kind of this color, so that's kind of funny. Okay, I had two sweaters that I started that were on my list of things I wanted to do and I didn't finish. The first one is a Monday sweater. This one was on my list to use a different yarn, but this just felt right. So this is my Monday sweater. It's knit and knitting for Olive, merino, and soft silk mohair, both in the colorway camel. I'm just savoring this one, honestly. We're past the season for me to wear this anyway, so this won't be worn until the fall. There's not a chance I can wear mohair in the summer. But it's stockinette, it's raglan, it's soothing. It's like when I need to not have to think too much, this is the sweater I go to. So that one will get done at some point and I'm not gonna rush it. The other one I've shown before that it's my Doppio, and this one, I actually don't know if I specifically had planned to make this or if it was just like on my radar, but I decided to do a scrappy fade, and where it went south is there. This is just horrendous and I don't like it, and so I have new yarn for it. I just need to rip it back and redo this fade. I like the top part, and I do want it to go to purple, so I want it to be red to purple. It just feels right. And so I have the yarn. This is easy. This is just stockinette. It just means I have to rip out fuzzy yarn. I don't want to. So that one, I'm hoping that one is not hard. It's literally ripping out, knitting a few stockinette rows, or quite a few, doing the bind off, and then doing the sleeves. So it's not hard. It's on a big needle. I just need to do it. So that is everything I completed, and everything that I started sweater wise, like that was on my list of things to do for the winter. There are a few that I did not get to. It just never felt like, actually I think what happened was I knit a lot of drop shoulder, and that's not my happy place. I can do drop shoulder, but what I really like is a raglan, and I think I got done with the Sonia sweater and the Lento, and I started the Finest Kind, which is a bottom up drop shoulder, and I think I'd done drop shoulders before, and I was just like, I don't want to do another drop shoulder. And so the two, or one of them at least, that was on my list was the Cloud sweater by PetiteKnit. Have yarn for this and everything. It was a drop shoulder, and I just didn't want to do another drop shoulder. And then the other one I was going to do is the Fancy, which I've seen recently that Lamb & Kid actually updated the neckline on that. And I really like the updated neckline, so I'm kind of glad I haven't knit it. That one is a fuzzy yarn too, and that, I don't enjoy knitting with fuzzy yarn once it gets warm, and we're warm, like we're 80 degrees right now in March, which is gross. Like my garden thinks it's the middle of summer right now. So I don't know that I'm going to be doing a lot of fuzzy yarns. That will probably make it to the fall. And then the final one I was going to knit was the clay sweater. I don't remember what yarn I'd set out for that one. I don't remember. But I just never got around to it. I think that one also is a drop shoulder. I just needed something not drop shoulder. And so I think that's where I didn't get to some of those patterns. And I think I was also kind of not in the mood to knit with fuzzy yarn. So, probably because the two whips I had at that point were also fuzzy. Actually, all my whips right now are fuzzy. So kind of what I'm going to carry forward with me are going to be the Doppio and the Knitting for Olive Monday sweater. The Monday sweater, again, I'm not rushing that. I'm enjoying it. I'm just going to work on it as I come to it. The Doppio I do kind of want to get done because there is actually some like math in the way I'm doing it. And I'm afraid the longer I wait, the more likely I am to forget. And also I need to rip out and I don't enjoy that. So I figure the more quickly I get to that, then we can get it done. So those are the two things I'm carrying forward with me. Let's talk about what I'm thinking of for the spring. So like I said, we're already at 80 degrees. We are not scheduled. We're predicted to dip a little bit back down into the 70s. But it's warm. So I'm thinking very much summer already. So a lot of my patterns are summer. Now, I don't think any of them are, I think one of them is actually summer weight, because I can still get away with wool a little bit at this time of year. The other thing I'm thinking of is color. I want to start working in more color. I always use color, but like just very bright and colorful things. But a little bit of both. Some more muted, some very colorful. And then I think I have a good mix of quick knits, very slow knits, and different necklines. And so I hopefully won't get bored with any of it. So when I was pulling out yarns of what I wanted to make, the first thing that like really grabbed me, like this is a spring summer palette. It may not be a spring summer sweater, but it's definitely that palette. And that is the Metamorphic sweater by Andrea Mowry. So I have my Metamorphic by Spincycle in this really pretty bluey green, and I got the, let's see, what's it called? It's called Rabbit Hole. Dyed in the wool to go with it. So I have 3 skeins of this. These are honking big. These are DK weight. I think it's 400 yards per skein. And then I have 4 of these. And I bought these at Moondrake Yarns recently. That was exciting. I didn't realize she had this colorway because I'd been waiting for it to come back in stock. I have enough I can make the full sweater, but I've seen some people make short sleeves, and I kind of like that idea because, especially with the season, I could always go back in and add sleeves later if I wanted them, but at least for now, I may just do this as a short sleeve, and that will also make it go so fast because it's DK. So this will probably be my first one. Sorry. I'm trying out a new sunscreen, and I keep getting a whiff of it, and I'm like, ooh, this smells nice. Hopefully I don't break out or like get eczema from it. That would be fantastic. Okay. Where are we? Okay, so this yarn needs to get knit. It just needs to. I love this color, but I've had it in my stash for too long and it just needs to happen. So this is Linen Quill from PurlSoho, and this is the pale celery colorway. This is showing up a little dark. It is actually pretty pale. This has gone through so many iterations. This was going to be what was it going to be? A Monday sweater. This was going to be the Esther sweater. And then now it's going to be the Sille slipover. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But Sille slipover from PetiteKnit. I've loved that design from the minute it came out. I think it's so pretty. I was a little bit turned off because some of the reviews said it, like the armhole shaping was very confusing. But I've done several tank tops at this point, and you know, as long as I can like keep in pattern, I think I can do it. So I'm gonna hold this double for that because it's a DK weight and this is fingering. But I just thought this would be a really pretty kind of mid layer to add. So like not warm enough that it has sleeves, but like I can still throw it on over a dress. I could maybe try to make it a little crop, but I don't really want to. Because I could also wear it with jeans or shorts. And I just think this would be really versatile and look really cute for spring. So that's the next one. That's kind of one of my more muted colors. Still not super muted. Okay, the next one, this is actually a recent acquisition. And when I got the yarn, I could not remember why I bought it. And I think I figured it out actually. I'm between two patterns on this one, but this is some new yarn from Coast to Coast, and it is her patchwork collection. This is the classic sock, I think. I don't actually say it. It doesn't say it on there. It has to. Natural sock. So it is 100% non-superwash merino. Is it really? Wow. I don't read labels very well. So I have 3 skeins of this. This is button, and 1 skein of this. This is Archer. And I think I would like to make the Friday tee by PurlSoho, by PetiteKnit, but I might be playing a little bit of yarn chicken with this cream. I wish she would stop putting the weight of yarn in, like obviously I'm one person, I'm not going to get her to change the way she does things. Okay, so sorry. I have new neighbors. It turns out they're all like, this new neighbor is like very, very good friends, like family of some friends of mine. But they're moving like things in or doing work at the house, and I don't know that, like, they haven't seen me talk to myself with a tripod before. So I'm like, please don't think I'm crazy. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so in her pattern, she says you need this many grams of this yarn. And then she'll tell you this many grams is this many meters or yards. So you have to do the math, but the problem is she's essentially telling you how many skeins you need of it, not the actual yardage you need. So because the Friday tee is knit in Sunday, and they come, I think, in 50 gram balls, or I don't know if it's 25. I think it's 50 gram balls. So she tells you for each size, it's, you know, 300 grams or 350 grams or 400 grams. So she's rounding up to the full skein. So when you have to reverse engineer it, say, okay, if it's 300 grams of this and they come in 50 gram balls, then I need 6 balls, and each ball is this many. So that's my total yardage. And then when you try to substitute yarn, like with, I guess what I'm getting at, so say it's 300 grams for one size, and then the next size is also 300 grams, and then the next size is 350. So the way mine was, is I was the first size with a certain number, but the next size up has the same number. And so obviously they can't use exactly the same amount of yarn because they're different sizes. And so I'm like, that's why I'm a little frustrated, and I might be playing yarn chicken, but I might not. Because what if the person who what if what I needed for my size is, I'm picking a number, 301 grams. But the person, or what if I actually needed like 275 grams, but the next size up actually needs 325 or something like that. Or I guess I'm not doing that well, but like there's a window, there's a 50 gram window. And so I could either come very close to the bottom of that window or very close to the top. I don't know. So I really wish she would actually just say, like, here's a yardage estimate instead of here's a weight estimate. But so I might still try it. It's a tee. It has short sleeves. Hers are knit a little bit longer, so I could shorten the sleeves a smidge. I could crop it a smidge, or I could get done with the entire fingering weight striped sweater and say, I hate this. It's not long enough, and rip it out and do something else. So the other option was the Sunshine Tee by Andrea Gaughn. This one is a set-in sleeve, or at least that's what it looks like to me. It is, and I think what helped too is she used these colors or similar colors. So it's like a cream sweater with stripes lower down, and so the majority of it would be this. So I haven't checked my yardage on that. I might not have enough for that. So, but regardless, I want to get a tee that has stripes, with this as being the stripe. So that's where I am on that. So either the Friday tee or the Sunshine Tee, or maybe a different tee entirely. Maybe I'll do a Tulsa tee and double strand it. I want it fingering weight though. I figure because it doesn't have sleeves, that even fingering weight will not take forever. Okay. Whew. So one of the sweaters that has been on my radar, but it never fully, like I just never decided to start it, was the Giddy Up Tee by Heidi Kirrmaier. And going kind of to the color side again, I've had this Sewrella yarn. I got it at Flock last year. I didn't get enough of it, and so I ended up having to go back, and I bought the Stellina base. So, because I was worried about the dye lots not being exactly the same, and so I thought, well, let's just double down and have one have sparkle in it and one not. So I think I have 7 skeins now, which should be more than enough. But I think I want to do the Giddy Up Tee in this. I think this color is frankly kind of my obsession right now. I want everything in my life to be colored this way. I actually found a picture on Pinterest where somebody had painted their trim in their house in this color, and it's taking all of my willpower and also some laziness to not go paint the trim in my living room this color. So that's actually a pretty involved task. So thankfully my laziness is winning on that, but who knows, I might end up doing it this summer. Anyway, but yeah, so I think I might do this. This is a DK weight. It's a superwash base. What colorway? I think this was a Taylor Swift colorway. Yeah, it's blank space. So I just think that would be so fun and colorful, even if I don't really get to wear it this year. I just thought of two. Never mind. That's gonna be in my summer plans. We're gonna not. Okay. Oh, is that it? Okay. So the next one, I don't know which yarn I want to use for it. I have 2 options. One is a summer weight yarn and one is not. And I think I know which one's gonna win. So I've wanted to make the Cumulous Tee O-neck, or it's crew neck, essentially. It's a fingering weight, small gauge sweater or tee from PetiteKnit. I have a lot of PetiteKnit. I like her patterns. So the first option I pulled, I've had this in my stash for a while, and this is the Kinross 4-ply, and the color is Inverary, and I have a lot of this. I think I initially planned to double strand this. This isn't exactly my favorite color. So I think that's partly why I haven't used it, is I'm not a huge like turquoisey tealy blue kind of person. So I think it would look good on me. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. So I have plenty of this, but since it's a summer tee and it's going to take a long time, it might be more prudent to knit it in a summer weight. So I still had from last year some Knitting for Olive pure silk, and this colorway is Haze. And so I've got a sweater quantity of this, and I think this is, this one's gonna win, I think. I really like this yarn. This is one of the few yarns I can legitimately wear in the summer here in Oklahoma. I have this in linen. I like them more than I like cotton. So I think that's what I want to make as well. This might be like April, May, because I want it to be done by the summer, but this is a true summer garment. And so I want to get through some of the like woolly wool, or not wool. I don't have any that are woolly wool, but the ones made of wool first. Okay, so that is all I have for garments. Obviously I'm going to keep doing my socks, keep doing hats, but I'm not going to really count those because those are kind of like, I just work on them as I want to. What I want to do to get done in time for summer, and I'm realizing I might not have the name of this, shoot. Oh, I do, okay. So I want to make the French market bag from PetiteKnit. I keep seeing these when I go shopping and I almost buy them. And then I'm like, no, don't do that. You bought a pattern to knit this. So I went ahead and bought the lining and the straps because I just didn't feel like trying to source that. So these are the straps. I think these are the kind of leather that patinas as you use it. Yeah, it patinas. So this will get darker the more I use it. And then I bought the recommended yarn, which is Isager Japanese cotton, and I got it in color 59. This one just was like, I think it seemed pretty close to the color she used. I like that it's a warm toned color, but what's interesting is I was going through my like tub of summer weight yarns. It's down here on the floor, and when I was shopping for this, it's got like, I think it's got like a little like cardboard roll in the center, but this is like tape. It's like a flat tape yarn, and I actually have a whole bunch of this from PurlSoho that is, it's organic cotton, but it's that kind of like tape yarn. And so this might actually be a really good dupe for this. It looks identical, honestly. And this, you get 350 meters in a ball. This you get like 930 yards in one cone of that. And honestly, I like the packaging of this better because it's a little less chaotic. So I don't think I want a bag in this color, but they do make it in other colors. But I'll stick with this. So I have 4 skeins of this, and I haven't really looked into the pattern that much, so I don't know how complicated it is. I've also never sewn a lining into a bag, so that's gonna be fun. But I want to get that done by summer because it just seems like a really good bucket bag. I carry a bucket bag. Like, it's not really a bucket bag, but it kind of functions like one. It doesn't have a zipper or anything. And I kind of vacillate between little bags and big bags, but the problem with little bags is it's hard to fit your knitting in it. So I think this one would be great because I could carry it all around with me, but I could still have my knitting, and because it has lining, nobody would know. So but yeah, so that's my plans for the spring and early summer, I guess. So I will try to make sure I list every pattern I talked about, and I will also put the yarn I'm thinking of using with it, just so that it also helps me remember what I was planning to do. But so this will be March, April, May. Is that right? No, April, May, June. So it's really going to be summer, but I figured we don't hit the peak summer until July and August. So that will be kind of my peak summer season, and then we'll get into the fall, winter. So hopefully that was fun for you guys. Hopefully you guys got some ideas. If you have other ideas, please let me know. If you have something you're really looking forward to working on this season, I'd love to hear it. I'll probably keep doing this, just if nothing else, to hold myself accountable. I am trying not to buy yarn. I bought one thing this month. It was irresistible, but I haven't bought any other yarn, and I'm gonna try to keep that up through April. We'll see. But just kind of knit down some of my stash. I don't have loads of summer weight yarn. I just have one little basket, so I will probably be looking for some more summer weight yarns. If you have any summer weight yarns you love, please let me know. I would love to try them. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great, it'll be another 2 weeks before I'm back for a podcast. I have some travel, not fun travel, just boring work travel coming up. But I will probably be back, 2 weeks from this date. So I hope you guys have a great 2 weeks. I hope you have lots of time for knitting or whatever your craft is. Hope you get some time to enjoy, at least for us, the beautiful weather. I hope you're getting beautiful weather where you are. And I will see you back in 2 weeks. Bye.